Dr. Charlene, and you can call me Dr. Char. And on this platform, we believe that behind every dark cloud, there is a silver lining. So, in the midst of your crisis, our goal is to help you find hope. In other words, help you find that silver lining in your crisis. Because after all, life is full of crisis. You're not going to be able to escape it. That is part of life. Now, right now, this nation is going through a serious crisis, and it's called coronavirus, COVID-19. Some might call it also. And right now, how do you handle it? How do you stay hopeful in the midst of such a crisis? When you see your loved ones being isolated from you for weeks at a time, and you have no contact with them. When you see families, multiple members of the family dying through this virus, how do you remain hopeful? There are practical ways of remaining hopeful in a crisis. In the Bible, and basically, for those who don't know, I'm a faith-based person. So I use the Bible for my guidance. I use the Bible for inspiration. So there is a story in the Bible where, in the book of Job, where this righteous man named Job had a serious crisis in his home. It destroyed everything. There was a storm that came through. It destroyed everything. Not only did it destroy his cattle, it destroyed his children, and he was a wealthy man, so all his wealth was pretty much dissolved due to this serious crisis. And it was nothing that he did of his own. It was a storm. So there are some storms that occur in our lives that we have no control over. But in the midst of your crisis, what do? I want to give you 3 points. And this Wise Counsel of Hope, I'm not here to bore you. I'm not here to give you, lecture you on how to be hopeful. But I just want to give you some nuggets, some little 3-pointers, as I might call it, just so that you can just think about when you're going through a crisis, or that you could take with you as you go through your crisis in life. The first thing you can do when going through a crisis, focus on your strengths. Focus on your strengths. Focus on your core values. For me, when I'm going through my crisis, I focus on my faith. And I focus on what I've learned in the Bible. I focus on the stories in the Bible. Yeah, that's what I do when I'm going through my crisis. So what do? It varies from person to person. But what I want to encourage you to do is to focus on your strength. Okay? Number 2 is do what you already had wanted to do. In other words, the things that you have been resistant to do, now is the time to do it. In the midst of your crisis, do it. In the midst of this coronavirus, do it. I mean, a lot of the states have this stay-at-home order. So what are you doing in your spare time? I want to encourage you to do what you've always wanted to do, what you've been resistant to do, and perhaps what you did not even have the time to do. Because now we have plenty of time, don't we? So do it. If you had planned to wanted to write a book, go for it. Do a short story. There are a lot of ebooks opportunities out there. It's simple. YouTube it like you're doing now. There's no excuse. You can do the things that you have been resistant to do now. Now that you have the time to do it, do it. There are a lot of other things. If you wanted to help other people, right now, different ones have to, most states say you have to wear a mask. So maybe you want to go out and buy some material and get your little hand sewing machine and make your mask for others. Yeah. Do some things that you have been resistant to do. Write that short story. Write that book. Write that poetry. Make the music that you've always been wanting to do. Right now, we have YouTube, so there's really no excuse, my beautiful people. Just do it. Stop procrastinating and just do it. Okay. And number 3, during a crisis of this nature, listen to one person. There's going to be a lot of people out there giving you advice on how to handle a crisis. But you need to get one expert to listen to on what you should do in the midst of a crisis. So those are my 3 points. Very simple, very easy. Focus on again, let me repeat that for you. Focus on your strengths. Remember your core values during your crisis. If you, for me, my faith is my strength, as I forestated. And I generally, in a crisis and I'm feeling overwhelmed or feeling anxiety, I pray or I listen to music, and or maybe I even will praise God in a dance, or there's nothing wrong with dancing. I don't know what you do, but my point is focus on your strength during your crisis. And number 2, do what you've always resisted to do. Yeah, that's important. Find something that you wanted to do, and just do it. And number 3, a lot of voices, a lot of experts is going to be giving you information, and I want to encourage you to limit that. It could be confusing during a crisis, so limit who you get your information. First of all, limit the information, and then be particular about who provides you with that information. Now, there is a lot of information out there on how to navigate a crisis. I know that. I get that. When I was doing my research, during my study, I found a lot of information. But these 3 points helped me. It helped me to stay on track. It's not overwhelming, and it's really practical. You can follow these 3 steps and feel hopeful and feel like I can do this. I can handle this crisis. We don't know how long coronavirus is going to last, but what we do know is right now we are in this crisis. And before I close, I want to encourage you to always be open to learning new ideas. Always be open to learning from others. That when I was a teen, a good old wise man shared with me, and I'm going to share with you because it helped me. It helped me. He said, if I take what you know and take what I know, then I will be twice as smart. Twice as smart. So be open to get new information. And there's a lot of information out there. Thank you for coming into my channel. My goal is to really host one new episode a week, and it's really to talk about key issues in life. My next issue I'm going to talk about is how to deal with a person who is successful but is really hard on themselves. That's what we're going to discuss next. If you like my channel, please subscribe and like it. Talk with you soon. Be blessed and get smart.